Ciao Juventini of the world, my name is Giuseppe, welcome back on the channel. As you can see on the picture, Lukaku, number 9 on the 23-24 shirt of Juventus is loading. Why am I starting with that picture? For a simple reason. Since yesterday, 8 PM Italian time, Gianluca Di Marzio broke internet, telling us that Chelsea was again open to talk with Juve for a possible swap, Dusan Vlahovic to the Blues with Lukaku plus money to Juventus. From that moment on, all the experts of a journal of Mercato are reporting exactly the same. The only difference between the journalists is one. What is the asking price on top of Lukaku that Juventus is asking to Chelsea? What is Chelsea ready to offer for Juventus? Here we can see some discrepancies, some differences with different narratives from one journal to the other. But except of that, they all agree on the basic things. The Belgian player wants to go to Juve. Juve wants Lukaku. Chelsea is ready to speak again and opens to have Dusan Vlahovic to Chelsea. In this video, that will not be the usual video where we speak about all the news, what happened yesterday, the other players, article about Locatelli and so on. It will be a different one because I want to focus on Lukaku only. I will give you two versions. A quick one, the one of the supporter Beppe, the tifoso, the one that doesn't care about business, that doesn't care about money, that doesn't care about off the field, that wants only the best possible team and players at Juventus, 11 starters that wants to dream about lifting again trophies in the air. That's one, the supporter Beppe. And then I go towards the other Beppe, the one that is since more than 3 years now having a guideline on the channel, because that's my personality. I am a Libra, you know it. I always try to put everything in balance. And I am a manager that is 41, that work in big corporations and that understand that sometimes you are taking good decision, sometimes you are taking bad decision, sometimes a good decision can have some consequences, but there is always a sense, an idea why you are doing something. And that's what I will try to explain you today. That doesn't mean that I agree with it, but I will try to explain you because that's the question that I saw the most on social media. Why? It makes no sense. Are they all crazy? Giuntoli out. Why Allegri? This. So I will try to give a sense. The first question I want to ask myself and I want to answer myself is, Beppe, do you believe in it? And if I told you that for me to believe in news, I need more different sources telling me the same at the same time. But then I also always watch to Gazzetta dello Sport and how they are explaining us things. If 1 year ago you can see the article from Filippo Conticello on Gazzetta dello Sport, he was speaking about a romance story, Lukaku to Inter again from Chelsea on loan, telling us that Lukaku was crying. Tears of Lukaku to go back to Inter. This is how the good, the kind, the fantastic giant is going back to Inter. A beautiful romantic story about a good person, a fantastic person that had Inter in his heart was going back. Beautiful story, fantastic, except that 1 year later, we are now on the 1st of August 2023, we can read on Gazzetta dello Sport a total different story about the same players. And I'm not even speaking about the front page where we will speak about in a second or in a minute or two. Big Rom, speaking about Lukaku, the Belgian businessman is always looking for the most and best earning contract, explaining in that article the story of Lukaku through his career. What yesterday or last year was a romantic act of Lukaku going to Inter is now a super commercialista, affarista, a businessman. Him and his lovers looking for the best possible thing. And when I'm seeing these kind of things, I'm saying myself, the story that Gazzetta dello Sport wants to tell us, or us, the Inter fans that are buying and reading Gazzetta dello Sport because it's the Holy Bible for them, well, it's, ragazzi, it is happening. And that's why I start to believe in it. Now, two parts. Beppe, the supporters. 3 questions, more important. Do I want Lukaku at Juve? No. Do I believe that Dusan is stronger than Lukaku? Yes. Do I believe that Dusan has more potential than Lukaku? Yes. Would I have done the deal if it happens? No, absolutely no. So if you are listening to this short question that I'm asking myself, you can clearly understand that I don't want the deal to happen. Also because I'm thinking about today, but also on the future. 30 years old, for Lukaku, 23 for Dusan Vlahovic. 30 years old. If he's doing a fantastic season, great, fantastic, beautiful. But will he guarantee us 2-3 seasons at Juventus with the same rhythm, with the same possibilities? We are not sure. We don't think so, because at 30 you start declining. And the resale of Lukaku will not happen. While Dusan Vlahovic, not only you have a brighter, longer, better career, the one that was at the center of your project 18 months ago, and you will be able to still resell him. So the supporter Beppe is saying no. And I'm going closer with the tifosi, telling Juve, think twice. Juve, don't do it. But then you have the other version, the Beppe manager, the Beppe that is Libra. Ups and downs, plus and minus, positives and negatives. First of all, we have to go back in story. The first interview of Scannavino, where he said a lot of things in front of Sky Sport Italia, also showing the relationship between Sky Sport Italia, Gianluca Di Marzo, and the Juventus that was closer than a few years ago. He said a super important thing. Juventus, we can't hide it, is in a financial difficult situation. Words that were repeated with another voice, with another tone, by Cristiano Giuntoli in his presentation, press conference. Exactly the same. We Juventini, let's not lie about it, we all knew that it would have been a big exit mercato, starting with the unwanted player, and on top of that the sale of some youth players, like Mathias Soulé, players that probably we could have cashed in. But on top of that, because it would not have been enough, we knew that one big name, and I will tell you even more, if not two big names, would have been sold, sacrificed. They would have left. We were prepared about it. If you don't believe me, go in the history of my videos and you will see a video that is called 140 million euro diet, with two players on that same thumbnail, Federico Chiesa and Bremer. In that video, we are also speaking about Dusan Vlahovic, because these are the three players that we were scared to see going away. Or one or two, not the three of them. What is Juventus doing? Early June, because I made a video about that, it was the 15th of June, we hear the first rumors that Juventus is speaking with Chelsea about Dusan Vlahovic. There are three players that are there. We are reporting Chalobah, Pulisic and Loftus-Cheek. We knew a few weeks later that Chelsea also, in the talks, they said that in their exit list there is Lukaku, where Juventus is saying no. At that moment, Giuntoli was not there yet. Juventus, they don't want at that moment Lukaku because they don't believe it's feasible. Even if, let's not lie about it, Lukaku, in terms of way of playing, is more an Allegri player than Dusan Vlahovic. Juventus is waiting. There is time. We are only mid-July. We are only mid-June. We are taking time. And that's where a great opportunity is arriving for Dusan Vlahovic. Paris Saint-Germain, with all their Mbappé problems. Mbappé, that could possibly leave for Real Madrid, with them paying cash, or maybe even to Saudi Arabia, with even more cash for Paris Saint-Germain. And they are thinking about Dusan Vlahovic. They even talk with Dusan Vlahovic. They have a kind of agreement with 9 million, if not 10 million euro per season for the next 5 years for the Serbian player that could go to Paris, with Juventus receiving between the 80 and the 90 million euro cash, which is a lot of money. From that moment on, we see that Juventus' favorite player is not Lukaku anymore. They are taking a bit of distance, but it is Jonathan David. Jonathan David reported by all the papers in the target list of Juventus and the preferred one by Juve. With the money from Paris Saint-Germain, you are doing a beautiful, a fantastic profit plus Valenza on Dusan Vlahovic, and you go to your number one, your favorite one, that Lille is asking between 50 and 60 million euro for. But what happened is that Paris Saint-Germain is not able to sell Mbappé really fast, and on top of their target list they have two other players if they are able to solve Mbappe's situation. Harry Kane from Tottenham, Osimhen from Napoli. At the moment, today, as we speak on the 1st of August, Mbappé is still at Paris Saint-Germain, Kane still at Tottenham, and Osimhen still at Napoli. And the offer, the possible offer for Juventus is totally frozen. At that moment, the deal collapsed, and we start again seeing the rumors about Federico Chiesa leaving. Federico Chiesa leaving. Possibly Gazzetta dello Sport, Liverpool, Newcastle, Aston Villa, Saudi Arabia offers, a lot of offers, even Napoli linked with Chiesa. He is on the market. We are not sure that we can keep our number 7. Juve and Giuntoli together, because Giuntoli in the meanwhile arrives, they speak with Chiesa, they explain him his central role in Juventus today, but also in the present. They are explaining him that not only he can play in a 4-3-3, but can have an important role in a 3-5-2. That Allegri is there today, and they will work together to have a fantastic relationship. And even in the future, Allegri can stay 1 year, 2 years, will not stay 5 years. Chiesa could stay for a really long time. We waited for him. He can give us a lot of things and can be the most important person at Juve. Juventus doesn't want to sell Federico Chiesa. Beppe, what are you speaking about? We want to know why Lukaku makes sense. I will come on that one. Because Juventus, they know that without Vlahovic leaving, Chiesa is the person that could potentially leave. The big name, because Bremer has received some offers from Premier League. He said it himself. But these offers are not enough to do a profit for the money that we spent just 12 months ago to Torino. So the only man that is there, because Dusan received no offers. A loan from Bayern, that's the request. 1 year of loan, thinking about Harry Kane in 1 year. Real Madrid is on the player. A loan, waiting for Mbappé for free in 1 year. Paris Saint-Germain was concrete, but they took back because they can't solve their own problems. And we are there. Dusan Vlahovic not moving, Chiesa again on the market. But Federico Chiesa wants to stay at Juve. Juventus wants to keep the number 7. And that's where Giuntoli is thinking, we need to sell one big player. There is no choice. Who can we sell? You know what? We will go to Chelsea and we will anticipate Lukaku because we don't know what will happen with Dusan that already was open to leave for Paris Saint-Germain. We anticipate, we asking on loan, and we try to sell all the unwanted player as much as we can. And on top of that, we try to sell, unfortunately, our best youth players. Soule, Ealing Jr., why not the winter? Talk for Huijsen? Yes? No? Let's see. All these young players that we were believing that they were the possible future, well, cashing in as much as possible so that we can keep a Vlahovic until the end, a Chiesa until the end, and then seeing towards the end of the Mercato, will Dusan Vlahovic leave? Well, we already secured a Lukaku that, again, let's not lie, Allegri really believes in. Also Giuntoli believes in, because Giuntoli said it clearly. Decision that we are taking all of them together. Tognozzi, Manna, Allegri, myself, supervised by Scannavino, financial part by Calvo, and so on and so on. But Chelsea is saying, no, we don't want to give you Lukaku on loan. We don't care about that. No, we already did it with Inter. At the end, he's coming back. They want to reduce the price. You did exactly the same with Morata. On loan. And at the end, you don't want to pay the price that has been set. Or you sign him permanently and you give us the cash. Otherwise, ciao. Juventus is waiting. They can't understand. They are trying to find a solution because they know that one has to be sacrificed. We know it. And they go again. A last attempt. Lukaku plus a request of 40 million euro. I'm taking the average of what I'm reading online. For Dusan. What are the benefits for Juventus doing that? First of all, you're doing a plusvalenza, a profit on Dusan Vlahovic. Because 40 plus the set price of Lukaku, 40 million euro, you're receiving more or less 80 million euro for Dusan Vlahovic, what you paid 80 months ago. So you're doing a plusvalenza. 50, 55, it's what's still in the books. So it's a 30 million euro profit that you are doing on the Serbian player. 1. You are saving in salary because Lukaku can use that decreto crescita and his salary will be lowered. They are speaking about the salary towards the one of Paul Pogba. 8 million plus bonus, 8 plus decreto crescita, 4 million. You arrive at the 12 million euro net, which Dusan Vlahovic at the moment with 7.5 is arriving at 15. So also there, you're taking a bit of savings in terms of cost in salary. You're thinking short term because with Dusan Vlahovic, you arrive top 4. When I'm saying top 4 is 4th, 3rd, 2nd, even maybe winning the Scudetto. But with Dusan Vlahovic, you arrive there without too many doubts. Last year was the worst case scenario, and at the end on the field, you still arrive top 4. With Lukaku, you arrive top 4. fourth, third, second, first, you arrive. And this is the minimal objective of Juventus, the one that is vital, arriving top 4. With the difference that with Lukaku you arrive top 4, but you receive a plusvalenza of Dusan Vlahovic. With Dusan Vlahovic, you arrive top 4, but you don't have that money. And probably you will have to sacrifice another one. And that's also one of the benefits of the swap Lukaku-Vlahovic, is that you can keep Federico Chiesa for the future. You are taking him off of the mercato because your big player, you were able to sell him. Lukaku, we know it, I already told you, fits at the moment the game style of Allegri better, so it's also a technical consideration. We tried with Dusan Vlahovic. A lot of you were angry on the coach for not being able to maximize him. Some were angry about Vlahovic that was not able to adapt, that was one-dimensional, that was probably mentally not strong. You had the pro team, you had the pro Vlahovic, a big division, but the question existed. On that part, you are cutting the discussion. Also because we know it, Dusan Vlahovic, we were not sure if he really wanted to stay and was committed at 100% of Juventus. He was open to leave probably for Paris Saint-Germain, according to papers that were telling us that he was already accepting that huge offer. How many teams were linked to Dusan Vlahovic? So a player that is not 100% convinced of the coach, of the team, of not playing Champions League, we know it, can be solved with a Lukaku-Vlahovic swap. And at that thing, you are not obliged to sell your best players with the knife at the throat. Why? Because as you did already your big sale, you can possibly think to keep Ealing Jr. if the huge offer is not arriving. For example, Weston McKennie, we are asking 30 million. Zakaria, we are asking 20 million. Prices that are set higher than in the beginning. If you are not able to sell a Dusan Vlahovic, a Federico Chiesa, or a Bremer, well, ragazzi, these prices will be reduced because more we go, more the timing is going short. For all these reasons, the swap can make sense. Again, go back to the beginning of the video. Would I do it? No. But there is a sense if you are analyzing the 360-degree solution. And I'm just here trying to explain you why. And again, it's not an official talk. It's my own talks, my logic explanation, why it could make sense, why people are not going crazy. Then, will it pay on the field? Maybe this year immediately, maybe the short impact, probably not the future impact. You know it, Juventus is aware that it's a really short-term thing, that they are probably committing a same mistake as we did in the past, selling potential players to cash in immediately and having problems with players in 2-3 years. Could be, but the problem, the emergency situation is today. And to avoid selling a player like Chiesa, to avoid selling your best youth players as in reduction prices, at discount prices, probably is the only solution. This is what I try to convince myself. Why are we speaking about the swap Lukaku and Dusan Vlahovic? I'm not here to convince you of anything. That's not my role. But I wanted to explain why it could have a sense. Grazie ragazzi, we see each other later. Grazie, forza, Juve.